Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to become a mad scientist. Just coming down. Now, we're going to do some experiments, okay? I'm going to make up 3 different styles of teams, okay? One is going to be guns and rookies. One is going to be a mixture of guns and rookies, and possibly some mid prices, something pretty much what everyone's going for. And then I'm going to do a separate team, mid price madness. Okay, now plus include a couple of guns in there. All right, mid price madness with a couple of guns. We are then going to see, all right, which one of these teams after 8 rounds is going to have a higher ranking. Okay, according to our mathematics, we're going to give them set numbers. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Just calm it down. Okay, here we go. Now, here is how the scoring is going to go. Okay, any player above 700k, we're going to give them a 130. Okay, any player above 635k, or between 635 and 700k, we're going to give them a 120. Any player between 575 and 635, we'll give them a 110. I mean, these are not accurate, okay? I mean, just a guide, all right? That's the whole idea. Any player between 420 and 575, we'll give them 100. Between 200 and 420k, we'll give them an 80, okay? And under 200k, they'll get a 60, okay? That's the guideline, okay? Now, you can always change these, but for the purpose of this exercise, it's what we're going to go with, okay? And if you have a captain that's at 700k plus, we'll give it a captain score as well. Okay, let's look at our first team. First up, I have what we call a very risky team. Okay, now in this team, we have gone for, let's count them now, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 14 primos in this team. Now, some of these primos have a lot of question marks over them, so we're not sure if they're primos or not, but that's why it's called a risky team. So we're just going to assume that these primos are going to score 100 each. Otherwise, there's no point having this team or having these players if they're not going to score 100. So that's the risk we're taking with a team like this. Now, also, with this team, we haven't factored in the buy rounds because you can't get players you want because there's 8 teams that have double buy rounds, and you can't find enough of these players like Himmelbergs that average 80 and might average 100 this year. So we had to pick players that also have 2 buy rounds. So we're going to factor in scoring with these players in the buy rounds as well. So I'm going to add up all these scores and then get back to you for round 1 score. Now, I grouped my players. I have 3 players going at 120, 3 going at 110, 8 going at 100, 5 going at 80, and 3 going at 60. Now, I had to put Grundy in the 100 category because of his price. However, we know that Grundy may go more. But then again, every other team I'm going to select is also going to have Grundy, so it'll be the same team for them as well. Now, I've also included the captain for the 120, so I gave it to Butters, all right? So all up, because it's a full team, in round 1, this team scored 2,090. Okay. Now in round 2, this team is going to have a few players that have a bye. All right, and it's going to most likely be just we'll have actually who's got the bye on round 2? Let's have a look. Round 2 bye. It's going to be Brisbane and Carlton. Do we have any Brisbane and Carlton players in this team? Oh, we have Zach Williams, Walsh, and that's it. Okay, well, let's add up the score for round 2. Now, in round 2, we took out the 3 rookies. Okay, they didn't play. We took out Zach Williams. That was the 4 players out. Then we had to take out Walsh and then add in another rookie in there, which we gave him 60 points. So we lost 50 points in this trade, in this exchange. So the round 2 score was 1780. Now, in round 3, what happens? We have buys going to Gold Coast and GWS. Now, how many Gold Coast and GWS players do we have? We've got Himmelberg, that's 1, 2, and we have Sexton. Okay, so virtually only got two major ones. Okay, let's check out the round three score now. In round three, I took out three rookies and a 200k player. Okay, so I lost 60 points each, plus another 80 points there. Plus, I had Flanders and Himmelberg going at 100, which I lost, and I had to receive a 60, so I lost another 40 points each on them. So my round three score was 1750. Now, we're going to get to round four. What happens in round four? In round four, we have a full team. All right, so round four, we're going to go back. Round four equals 2090 again. Okay, now we're going to get to round five. Now, in round five, we're going to upgrade. We're going to bring in a primo. Now, when you look at my team, the only place we can bring in the primo is going to be in the forward line. And most likely, we're going to be looking, well, we're going to struggle to get, or well, we can. We can probably find a 100 scoring primo in the forward line. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an extra 40 points. Because our rookies are scoring 60, the primo is going to score 100, so we get an extra 40 points, all right? Now, also in round 5, okay, we have Collingwood and Sydney that have the bye. So, if we go back to the team, Collingwood and Sydney players, we've only got Grundy, all right? So we've got McRae, that's a rookie, so that's okay. We've only got Grundy. All right, let's see what we scored in round 5. Now, in round 5, we scored 1810, okay? It was complicated to work all this out, but I took out 3 rookies. Then I added an extra 40 points for the primo. Then I had to take out 2 of my 80 scoring players. Then I had to also take out Grundy. Then had to add in an extra rookie score. So all up, that worked out to be 1810, okay? Now, in round 6, what happens? We're also going to bring in another primo in round 6. But in round 6, now Richmond and Melbourne have a bye, okay? Now, does that affect us? Actually, it doesn't. We don't have any Richmond or Melbourne players. Actually, we do. We have Gordon Billings. Okay, let's work out round 6 now. Now, to make my calculations easier and easier to spot the primos, because I've got to use my imagination now. So what I've done is the 102k players have become, they're the primos. They're like the 500k forwards, okay, the 10. So they're scoring 100 each, these ones, okay? We're just going to pretend they're primos. So in round 6, we ended up scoring 1850, all right? Now, in round 7, we've now... even Sexton's become a primo. So now our forward line has 3 primos plus Flanders. That's 4 primos plus Billings and Reed. So in round 7, we're scoring 22-10. Now, because it's a full team. In round 8, we've gotten rid of Reed, or just for argument's sake, or anyone, or Williams or Chapman or anyone. We've added in another primo that's going to go at 100. So we're scoring 22-30. All right, so that's our entire scoring for the first 8 rounds. Now let's add all this up. Now to save you time from me calculating all this, I've worked it out. It's 15, 8, 10. Okay, so this is a risky team, which has a lot of mid prices in there. 14 supposed primos. Hopefully they become primos for your sake if you've got this team, or for my sake if I got this team. But all up in 8 rounds, it's gone at 15, 8, 10. Again, we're scoring based on that, okay, on these figures, but it's not accurate, all right? But it's just basic maths, okay? Now let's build a team that's a little bit better than this one, but still has more primos and less mid prices, okay? And let's see how that team goes. Now, I've built a team which is pretty common with what I've seen out there, okay? So we've got the usual Sicily, Stewart, Young. I've gone for one high risk here. I've gone for Butter. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 gun mids. An up-and-coming mid. A mid-pricer who may have a position change, and Amon's very popular. Gone for the usual Gorn and Grundy. Now, if McRae plays round one, he's very buy friendly. So I've gone for McRae as well. So I've gone for a very buy friendly team and pretty much a common team. Now, some of these faces may change, but the price ranges are very similar. So the scoring is going to be similar. All right. Now I'm going to work out what this team is going to score. Now with this team here, I've done the little stats here. You can pause the video and go through it. But round 1, 2150. Round 2, 1890. Round 3, 1910. Round 4, 2150. Then we brought in an extra primo round 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so scores went 1910, 1920, 22, whatever. So total score, okay, 16-5-10 with this team. Now compare that to the mid-price madness team. It was 15-8-10. So you got a difference around about 700 points with a team like this compared to the previous team. And this is the team that pretty much we're all going for right now. So it actually beats the mid-price madness team, okay? Going by my stats. Now, my stats not necessarily correct, okay? Just calm down. Look, they could be wrong. Now, let's go and have a look at what a Guns and Rookies team looks like. Now, this is a Guns and Rookies team. We can see here we have, and this is, again, buy-friendly, okay? So I've avoided a lot of the buy rounds. So I've picked up a Sicily, a Stewart, a Young, which is the same. Actually, the backline's the same thing. But the only difference is I've added Gipkes and got rid of Yo. So we still got Williams here because everyone's going to have Williams, all right? And the only 200k other players we got is Reed and Billings. Okay, now that Billings can be someone else around that 200k range, but that's common. Okay, because I can't. The money fits perfectly, virtually. All right. So in regards to primos, and these are pretty much all keepers. All right. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 keepers here. And again, we've picked McRae here. Well, I mean, it can be someone else, all right? But we don't have much cash left. We're at 19,600, so I've used up the money wisely. Now, let's have a look and see what this team can score. Now, after doing some mathematics, okay, we got a 130 from a bond times 2. So with the captain, got a 260. We had 6 rookies on field going at 60 each, so they got 360. Now, that's debatable as well, because some of these rookies might... But then again, you got best 18, so they might go at 60. Okay, we had a few 110s, a few 120s, so our team was a lot of guns in there. Now, in round 1, they scored 2160. Now, in our mid-price madness scored 2090. Our half-decent team scored 2150. This one scored 2160. All right, so this one actually outscored... I don't know how it did it, but it outscored a team that had an extra primo. But the team that had extra primo had a lot of mid-price primos, okay? Now, in round 2, where is it? Round 2, the mid-price crazy team went 1780. Our team, the common team, went 1890. That's got 13 primos in it. Whereas this team went 1920. So it actually outscored the other team, all right? Which is interesting. And the next round it did the same, okay? 1920, whereas the previous one went 1910. So it still outscored it, all right? In round 4, we went 2160. In round 4, the other team went 2150, all right? In round 5, we added an extra primo, all right? It's still a buy round. We lost Grundy in this round. Actually, we might have lost Grundy in this round, but anyway, we lost somebody. Actually, it was Grundy. We lost Grundy in this round. It was 1920. The other team went 1910. All right. Following week went 1950. The other team went 1920. Then we went in round 7. We're still adding primos. We went up to 2280, whereas the other team went at 2270. Then we went at 23-20. So we're outscoring the other team by 10 points, which is pretty much on even par. It's not really outscoring them, all right? So you can't say, when you got 22 players, you're sort of outscoring by half a point each. So it's not really, it's sort of even kill, all right? So overall, we scored 16-630, whereas the team prior is on par, 16-5-10. It's only 100-point difference, so they're very similar. So if you build a team with 12 primos and 6 rookies, all right, you're pretty much similar to a team that's got 13 primos, but the primos aren't as good. So we're on even par, which has actually shocked me. I would have thought that the Guns and Rookies team would not have kept up with the other team, but it did. Now, this might have been a useless exercise, okay? It might have had no meaning whatsoever, but I did it anyway. Just coming down, I thought I'd have a crack at it and see what's going to... the curiosity killed the cat, as they would say. So I just had to have a look and compare them. And to my shock, the Guns and Rookies team actually did quite well. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.